Hi, everybody. Hope your summer's going well. It's Friday, live at 5 with me, Beth Barrett, talking about family nesting. To read more about it, go to familynesting.org. This past week, I've been thinking a lot about summertime and children and how our nesting arrangement impacts how we deal with that. And in our particular situation, Bill has your standard working, full day type of job. And what's different is that he is either traveling, or when he's not traveling, he's home in the house with the kids and works from his home office. I'm a freelance writer, and so I work just, whenever I can or not, but mostly can. And so what that allows us to do is when Bill is in the house with the kids, even though he's working, basically most of the time, he of course is still trying to get them fed and get them to different things they need to do. But because of my much more flexible schedule, I really try to step in and go over to the house as much as I can to help out with kids stuff, help out with house stuff, and a lot of that is just the scheduling that kids have in the summer with their classes and their friends. Our oldest is getting ready for college, so there's a lot of appointments that he needs to go to. So I do all those, even though it's technically Bill's, day with them. And that's fine because I get to see them, which is nice, but also because, frankly, Bill makes more money than I do. And if he is successful in his job, that benefits our whole family. And so I want to be supportive of that, even though we are divorced. I've been working on a chapter about this for my book, and some of the other families I've spoken to have a variety of different experiences, but two that came to mind for me is one couple where they have very young children. When they got divorced, the mom thought, oh, I better go back to work, because that's what you do when you get divorced, is you have to work. But she and her ex decided to do nesting and decided that it didn't financially make sense for her to go back to work and for them to have to hire childcare for their two young sons. And so even though they're divorced, they think of it as supporting each other, that he works for the family and she stays home with the kids for the good of the family. Another family, the dad works from home all the time, and so even when he's out of the nest, living outside of the home, and the mom is taking care of the kids, it's her days with the kids, he comes to his home office in their family home, and she goes off to her work away from the home. And even if it's her day, he is the one who's staying home with sick kids or getting them to appointments or picking them up from school. And that's just the agreement that they found made the most sense for their families. So it all kind of goes back to this whole point of why I hope people will consider family nesting or something else creative for their families, that it doesn't have to be the way you think it has to be, that you both have to get jobs and stick your kids with daycare, hire somebody to take care of them. Of course, if that's what you want to do, if that makes sense for your family, that's great. But there's no set way to do it. So, think about different ways to do it. And if you have questions for me about how we do it, I'm happy to answer them. There certainly gets into trying to figure out the complications a bit of, how do you quantify that time that I spend with the kids when it's not technically my time with them. And I'll talk some more in my book about some creative ways to keep track of that if it's something that you feel would be important for you. So hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. Again, visit familynesting.org if you want more background about our situation. Thanks. Have a good weekend.